The toughest game ever made. This quarter is in, and now it's time to defend. Defend me, defender.
Hi kids, have you ever been in the grip of addiction, drugs, alcohol, social media, biscuits? Well, now there's a new one. You see them 8 defender cabs. You see them 8 defender cabs. Well, that is an addiction. It's called defenderism. So we're gonna have a look in this video. Welcome to Shaun's Arcade, by the way. we're gonna have a look in this video about what's going on here. It's the Williams Defender. Hang on. Hello! Here I am at the Williams Defenders Night. William Defender Night. William Defenders. Welcome to the Williams Defenders Unite group meet. I think Martin should do this. Take it away, Martin.
Hi, I'm Martin Hunt, a member of the Williams Players Defenders United here in lovely Bury. Come up for the annual meetup. As you can see behind me, there are loads of fantastic Williams classic machines, and I'm here to play, meet some of the group, have a chat, talk about how much we love all of the Williams games, and it's been brilliant so far. So, and long may it continue. We've got a long day ahead of us.
That's better. Carry on, Martin, you're awesome.
It's a brilliant introduction, Martin. What's your history with this game? It's 40 years old now, isn't it?
Yeah. So I started, when I was about 10 years old, I went to a place called Rudlow Manor, which was an air training corps base, and they had a Williams Defender in the canteen area, and all the pilot or trainee pilots were playing it. And I thought to myself, I want to learn how to play that game. And I played it once with the 10p that I had, and I became hooked and addicted to it. And I've been playing ever since. So I've got my own machines at home that I play. I've built machines, and I just cannot get enough of the Williams machines. The sounds, the atmosphere, the feel of the machines, the way they react to you, it just makes me really passionate about them. I can't get enough of them. Hence why I'm here today.
So that's why you think the games have lasted so long, because of that appeal. It's not like the games we get now are just like unlockables and achievements and too many bells and whistles, and this is just a raw gameplay, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Same with Robotron.
Yeah, I mean, they're so random. If you look at, some of the games that my son plays, I'm trying to think, like Fortnite, you just run around the same space and you do the same thing. Whereas with Robotron, although the levels are the same, the way you actually attack the levels and play the levels is different every time. You can't learn and master a level, do it once and become an expert at it. You have to keep playing and playing and playing. And you have your good days and your bad days, where some days you'll get 20,000, other days you'll get 1 million, and it's just like, oh my god, I got 1 million today, and you go away going, wow, I've conquered that machine, only to fail the next day.
I've got a theory about that. I think it's state of mind, whether you're like hungry or alert or got something else on your mind.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And also your natural ability, obviously, that improves over time.
Yeah, I find with my game, I've got a couple of games in a little room, and I've got a little music system. If I put 80s music on, shut the door, and I'm feeling good, I can stand and play Defender or Robotron for hours and just go into a world all of my own and have a fantastic time. If I wake up and I'm grumpy, I can go into the same room and I can play like a dog and have the worst day of my life, and I'll go away feeling even more grumpy. But the challenge is to get a bit like the old saying, if you fall off a bike, get back on it. It's the same with these machines. You can have a good day and a bad day, but you just got to keep getting on it. And the lights and the sounds are addictive. They make you want to play it more and more.
I think a good thing about Defender and Robotron is the community.
And the high score chasing, where are you on the high scores?
High scores do not interest me at all. I've done them. I can get 1 million on most games plus, but I'm more into how I feel, how I play. If you watch there's a fellow WPDUer here called Paul Spriggs. He's like a conductor when he plays. He's rhythmic. He flows. He tells the machine what he wants to do, and he does it, and that enables him to get the high scores. Sometimes I just like to play rough and ready. Get in there, get stuck in, and give it some welly. So the high score is irrelevant. It's more about coming away and going, wow, what a game. And that game could be 20,000 or it could be 1 million.
What do you think? I think a good part of it is a community. Like it's a massive community that egg each other on from all over the world, really.
Yeah.
Well, when did you find? When I looked on Facebook, like 2012, I think, when it started.
Yeah.
So you sort of been involved in that?
Yeah, so I wasn't involved in the setup, but I've been a member now for about 8.5 years. When I was I'm in my mid-50s now. Between the ages of 20 and 40, I thought I was the only one in the world that liked Williams games, Defender and Robotron, because there was no internet, and when you searched on the internet, there weren't any forums, there weren't any groups. So I just thought I was alone, and it wasn't until about 12 years ago where, funny enough, I came across a guy here called Les Potts, not on a forum, but I was searching for Williams Defender material, and he runs a Defender garage, and his name come up, and I was like, oh, Les Potts, and then about 2 years later I found him on our forum. So yeah, the forum has grown, and it's just amazing. You meet people from all walks of life. Even I'm sure you've heard the stories that the original developers of the game came across a couple of years ago to the event and introduced themselves. And that's the love that we have for this game as a community and as a fan base. So yeah, it's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, so I won't keep you, Martin. Enjoy the games.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for chatting with me.
No problem. Good luck with your YouTube channel, and I hope it all goes well.
Thank you very much. And I'll see what I can do. Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
That was really good, Martin. Thank you. That was beautiful. Much like myself. Snowing outside. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it's snowing or not. Snow can be good. Snow can be cleansing, like a cleansing bath. Next up we have Ian, Paul and Joe, and their take on this addiction, which can lead to violence and more addiction. I don't know. Anyway, here we go. Right, we're now recording.
This is Paul Spriggs.
Hello everyone. Paul.
Possibly one of the most internationally unacclaimed scorers of Williams Defender and Robotron.
One of the best players
in the world.
Yes.
I am in awe of this man. Absolutely.
This is Ian.
Because I like sailing.
Drinking IPA.
Drinking IPA.
This is Joe.
Also drinking IPA, but been a long server here over the first visit to the last. Lovely set of gentlemen with an avid interest in the same technology that we're very fortunate to have bestowed upon us. Lovely company, lovely games, lovely fun. Thank you.
That's the thing. The community is brilliant. I think the game is one thing, but it's also brought together with the community, isn't it? Definitely.
Absolutely. We are. We're a lot of Fs. We are fat 15 fellas who play Defender. And we've got a common denominator, which is the game.
Yeah.
And as well as being fat and over 50, I don't speak just for myself. But the beauty is that no matter where you are on the social scale, we've all got one thing in common, and that's Eugene and Larry's game, Defender.
So Robotron and Defender now, they're like 40 years old. I don't know any other community, like Donkey Kong maybe, Pac-Man maybe, that is still going strong. What's the key to it? I know there's a Facebook group, but like you said, is it just a community, or it's got to be for the game as well?
I think it's more of a tribute to how good the
games were. I mean, Pac-Man's a classic, but it's very one-dimensional. And if John Scooby's watching this, I apologise. He's UK Pac-Man champion. But it is quite two-dimensional, not very layered. Where these games have got a lot more depth and intricacy to keep people interested. And it was one of the harder games back in the day. The amount of people just refused to play it because it was too difficult. And the people who stuck at it, got good at it, they've got a lot of respect out of it. And it's just aged particularly well. It's just a very, very good game.
So what would you give tips on this game for a I'm not a newcomer, I'm just being crap at it.
No, personally, all I'd say is embrace the game, have a go at it, enjoy it. If you find something that takes you to somewhere else, ask the boys who are in the know. There's a lot of help, there's a lot of backup, there's certainly a great community in, God forbid, as Ralphie said, lots of us, fat 50-year-old fellas who really love the games from back in the day, who make friends and a community, and most importantly, iron out the bits in the game. Thank you.
I will say on that, the fear, that's another end, the fear of the game when you first see it is, oh my god, there's 7 buttons, what am I going to do? But you can discount 1 player and 2 player because you're only going to touch those ones.
Yeah.
You're very rarely going to use hyperspace, certainly at the start of the game. So you're just going to go thrust, fire, reverse and smart. And that's it. Once you get past your first level and you go, wow, I know the buttons, I know what they do, then you progress. And play 2 players with somebody who's better than you. Because it's like squash or anything else. If you play the same person who's better, you're better than, you're not going to get better. Never be the most clever person in the room.
I didn't think of that. What do you think of Stargate? What do you think of the sequel? It gets a bit of love, but
it's a far more polished programme, but not as good a game.
Why? Is it just more...
Defender was rushed. It came out too early. They had deadlines, and Defender is full of bugs, mistakes. It's rough as badgers, but they added the charm of the game. Now, all those little bugs and things, they had a year to iron them out when they made Stargate. And Stargate, it's a good game. It's interesting, but I think it's lost a bit of soul.
Yeah.
Compared to Defender. I mean, if Defender didn't exist and Stargate came out as a game, we'd all be raving about it. But from a comparison, I think just Defender's just it's more earthy.
Yeah.
What have you. With regards to tips to the game, I've actually put the tutorial on YouTube. So if you just search Williams Defender tutorial, I've put just a little video up, just giving people the basics and how to start and what you're supposed to do.
I'll look that up.
So go watch your high scores then.
I've got no idea. I can play the game indefinitely. The highest score I've been involved in was about 28 million, 29 million.
It was 26,000 of the scar.
Well, it was
Bring it on.
It was about a 30-hour game in a taxi rank in Newcastle in 1984, and there was 4 of us took shifts. We took 4-hour shifts because we could all play indefinitely.
And we played for colour. Was it colour? It was colour, not black and white.
And we played for 30 hours on one coin before the taxi driver got a bit suspicious and went, we've been playing that for ages and pulled the plug out.
Is there any safe places? Anything like Pac-Man where you can just rest it? Or
Just on the term, a very good friend of mine, a colleague who's not here today, Chris Saunders, CMS, who's a better player than me in the day, but as Yoda got usurped by Luke Skywalker, I was his Luke. But what was the point? The guy who ran, the manager of the arcade club, asked us not to come in at 10 o'clock because we'd be on there all the afternoon just for 20 pence. So he said, after 3 o'clock, I'll pay as many credits as you want off. We're not making any money with people just watching you showboat. So that's the thing that like this, I'm in awe of this man and Simon, who's not on this point, maybe on nothing. I've made great friends through the website WDPU, Williams Defenders friends playing Unite, but I've also got great friends like Chris Saunders, who I became close friends through the game.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is a good. Were you involved in the big starting of the site, the founding of the page? Because Chris was it.
I'll tell you a bit of a story as to how it founded. This was I would say about 10 years ago, or thereabouts. I was watching an American guy called Eric Little play Stargate. And I thought I was the only sad who played Williams games at the time. So I commented and I said, that's a brilliant bit of play there. I said, I can also play, but I have to use a PlayStation controller. And I can get so many millions. He replied back saying, that's rubbish. Nobody can get those scores using a PlayStation controller, you're full of crap. So, I had a game, put the high score on, this one's for Eric, photocopied it, sent it to him, and he then come back and went, oh yes, bloody hell, you can play. And he introduced me to a bunch of American gamers called the CAGDC site, and that's where I met a guy called Mark Hoff, and there's a guy around here called Gary Whittingham, who at the time lived in Australia, and had done for 25 years, but he's now moved back to the UK. So I met him, Mark Hoff, a guy from Sweden called Mike Lindholm, who is the best in the world, and we all agreed, let's put together a Facebook page. You know, all came off of starting comments on a Stargate video on YouTube. Without that, we wouldn't need it. We wouldn't need it.
Thanks very much for chatting with me, guys. I don't know, he's back on his beers.
That's Simon. That's Simon.
He's just said he's not very good at it. He said I'm alright.
He's alright. He's alright. My mum said when I started playing, stop playing that game, you're ruining your hands because you have calluses all on your hands and you think, well, hey, what a mum's know? Everything.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers.
That was cool, wasn't it? Thank you, Paul and Ian, and a brief appearance by Joe there. Next up, we have Tracey, who is an arcade club regular and has only just got into Defender, so this is her views on the game. That's the Defender sound.
Hi Tracey, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. It's a lovely day at arcade club as always.
It is, isn't it? What would you say? How long have you been playing Defender? Let's start with that.
Well, I was totally rubbish at Defender when I first joined Williams Defender Players Unite. I had the odd game here and there, but I was pretty rubbish at it at the start. So then I got the Defender bug from the Defender guys, and
you got a stick as well, didn't you, from some guy online, was it?
Yeah.
A Defender stick. Was it still playing on PC at home?
it's a Mike Hansen control panel.
That's a big right.
I've got, and they're really good. Definitely recommended. They're the best thing you can get on me. And no, he didn't pay me to say that.
So what's your highest score now?
264,875.
Wow. If you had to give someone like me a tip on how to start playing and how to get better, what would you say?
I'm stating the obvious here. First thing you need to do is learn the controls.
Yeah.
After you've learned the controls, then you learn the game.
Yeah. That's a sticking point for me already, the controls. Oh my word. Have you heard of the International Dateline?
It's to the left of the big mountain. It's where mutants. If you cross it, they go in the opposite direction. It's kind of like an invisible line on the screen.
Yeah, I thought it was like a date with somebody.
You never know.
International Dateline, yeah. International Dateline.
You never know. A mutant might go on a date with a beta at some point, you know, by hooking up.
That'd be worth watching, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
Alright, let's go play some Defender. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Trace. She's a regular at Arcade Club and she helps test the games as well. Helps test the retro games to make sure the joysticks and the buttons are and the screens are in tip-top condition. And finally, but by no means least, is Gary Whittingham, one of the co-founders of this great group, this Facebook group, by the way. I might not have said that. It will say it in the talky bits. And I shall play the VT. That's good, doesn't it? Play VT. And we can look at that.
I'm speaking here, if I can get my camera right. Yeah, with Gary Whittingham, one of the founders on the Williams page. So what happened there? Did you just see, what was the story behind the founding of the Facebook page?
So back about 20 years ago, I knew Simon through the internet, and I had a website with video game stuff and Defender stuff, and Simon used to like email me and stuff. I thought we were the only two people still playing Defender. And then when Facebook came about, I got in touch with Mike Lindholm in Stockholm, and he was also sort of in the internet, and I think one of the used groups used to call Usenet in those days.
Oh yeah, I remember that, yeah.
And so he got in touch with me about playing Defender at an extreme level, because I'd played it at 15,000 and 99 level difficulty. And then Mike and I thought, well, we're the only people that are playing that. Let's start a YouTube channel, because YouTube's fairly new. Yeah. We discovered that you couldn't share a YouTube channel. So Mike was doing some ace videos, really good player at extreme levels. I put some of my videos up on YouTube, just clocking it, just on standard levels, a few tricks and that. Mike said, well, you know, let's start a Facebook group or something. And so I took the Facebook group out in 2012. I thought, well, if we get 5 members, we'll be happy. Just sharing videos.
It's like
I've got people
now,
just playing, same age as us, born in the late mid-60s. So, yeah, you know, we were about 14 when it came out. So, and then within about a month, we've got Paul Spriggs, who's been acing it and playing it for a long time up north. I didn't know I was from Birmingham, I was in Stockholm. And then it just, all of a sudden, just clicked with the American guys and a guy called Mark Huff. And that's how come Eugene and Larry Damara are in the group, because Mark's, he was part of Twin Galaxy back in the day. So yeah, it was just really started about players, and now we've tried to cap it to about 1,000 members.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah, but you know, it's just a no drama zone, not one of those places where you know, there's loads and loads of comments every day. It's just quality stuff, and I think that's why some of the Williams devs like our group, because it's a sort of safe little place. It's a happy little place, and there's nobody's out to make any points. You know, Jim's made some great hardware stuff, and Don Gross has gone through the coding, all sorts of aspects. It's not just a player's group anymore. It's anyone who wants to make a cabinet or whatever. We've got probably the 5 best players left in the world on it. We've even got Bert Jennings, who, if you're like a bit sad when you're 14 like I was, who's a world record holder, like Computer and Video magazine. Bert Jennings, 76 million. And like, it wasn't one coin, he'll tell you that. It was several coins, and the machines would go off. They just started again, just keep playing. So it's literally 75 hours. You know, so it's much bigger in the States. We didn't have any competitions here in the UK. It's just playing little niches. I didn't know Paul, because he's so so far away from me. Our paths would never have crossed unless we went to Blackpool.
Yeah, that's the good thing about the internet, isn't it? When did Robotron come along? That was about a few years ago.
Well, with Mark Huff in the group, he had the Robotron guidebook website, and we said, well, you know, it's Williams, it's another dynamic game, it's another difficult game, and it's, you know, typically big kids, Jarvis at the Mark game. So we thought we could add Robotron, because a lot of Defender players gravitate towards Robotron, because they'd mastered it by the time Robotron came in.
Yeah, similar kind of kind of aesthetic, isn't it? It's a very hard game, but you can, put the time in, you can beat it.
Yeah. So we added Robotron. That got even more, and then we started to host world record attempts, and then Larry did tie-dye rum for us, which added for the marathon guys adds extra lives. The amount of extra lives you've got in stock.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah.
And got an extra digit on the score.
Yeah. And you can start at any level. Is that right?
And you can start Goldilocks zones on it, which is 99 million, I think. I'm not a Robotron player, but so he added as much as he could for the tie-dye rums, and then Dave Gomez in Texas got the world record on it, and that was official world record, went to Twin Galaxies. Jace Hall was looking after Twin Galaxies, everything. I don't know if he still is. And then I did I just went round the whole waves, 256 waves, put that in because trying to get Twin Galaxies more credible, if you like, because Mark was pushing for that, so I just submitted one, and turns out it's in the Guinness Book of Records. It's not a massive score, it's only 3 million or something, but it's by default
Someone must have
ended up being a world record holder. But I'm not, because
someone must have picked it up or seen it, and
well, I did it as a tutorial.
Right.
It's on the website. Mark saying, well, you've got all the video there, you've got the footages there. There's no reason why you couldn't submit it to the Galaxy to get a world record. So at the end of it,
oh, excellent.
it should be there, but I mean, it's not an impressive game. The game's not impressive at all. I watch somebody like White on 10,099.99 settings.
I've asked a couple of the other guys. I've asked a couple of the other guys what they think of Stargate. What do you think of Stargate?
I can't play it and crap at it.
No.
Yeah, I thought when it first came out, I thought as a defender, great, I'm going to cut his first credit. I got smashed. Can't play it.
Is it harder?
How to play it.
Is it harder game?
It's a completely different game. It's
More buttons, I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's got one more button for ISO, but you have to use Simon and Paul play both, but they can't play them in the same week or month because you go over. They'll probably explain it better than me. It's just different, so different that you lose your defender skills, or you replace your defender skills by crashing into stuff. In Stargate, you've got to crash into stuff with your visor to kill it. It's totally opposite to what defenders are about.
I was like that with Berserk and Frenzy. I played Berserk all my life, and then recently played Frenzy.
Yeah.
And it's completely different.
Yeah.
You've got to start. It looks the same. You've just got to start thinking different.
Yeah.
It's just mad.
Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man, two different games really, based on the. It might look similar. I got very excited at the time. No.
What's your future plans for the Facebook page? It's going to keep it going.
Well, I took a back seat.
A bit of jousting there as well now.
Who is sorry?
A bit of jousting there as well.
Because of Tracey and Lonnie McDonald, because Lonnie's like world record holder, so he visits to talk about joust. So we're trying to expand it to all Williams, but not many people play bubbles. There's a guy that's got a million on bubbles and he put a video up.
That's an unusual game,
Yeah, they're all unusual, Cine Star. Horrible.
God, no, can't.
Yeah, can't
prefer Bosconians, I do.
Yeah, like I think Doom Patrol, Williams. We could have that, but really it was all about, to begin with, it was all about playing defender at a hard level, difficult to.
I'll get used to it one day.
Now we had a little competitions and that, but still there's really only 3 or 4 people really still interested in acing it. And there's no competition between us. We all know we played it to death for 40 years.
Yeah. It's a good community. That's a good thing. This is a good league.
Yeah, it was spread all over because I was in Australia for a long time, so I couldn't really do any socials.
Yeah, it's his first time, isn't it? We're everyone back together.
Yeah.
Missed last year.
Yeah.
Missed the year before. I think. Yeah.
The first one. It's only the 4th one, but probably 5 years. First one, Eugene, and and his wife came. We didn't know they were coming, and then second year Larry Demar and his brother Steve came.
Yeah.
I think when your dreams with Dave Gomez came as well, called his family owner.
Yeah.
But it's just not practical anymore. And we've had Jeff Minter. And
Yes, he's a fan, isn't he?
Part of it. Yeah, because he loves Eugene Jarvis's work and Larry, so fan of his because he's a programmer. And yeah, got quite a diverse crowd.
Yeah. Oh, well, thanks so much, Gary. Enjoy your evening. Have a few beers and have a few games.
Look at the bandages already. Look.
Oh no, that's not good.
Cheers, Shaun.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Okay, that's it. Thank you for everyone for letting me interview you. That's been really good. It's been a real insight into the group and to the way you play the game and why you play the game. And it's just a testament to how this game has been, and Robotron really, how it's continued to flourish and thrive after all these years. It amazes me. I think I've said it. There's not many games or even communities like retro gaming or any gaming community that lasts this long, and it's just something to do with the things that happen. I've just got a couple of shout outs before I go, and that is thank you to J Bell for organising the Defender meet. He works behind the scenes. He's like a little active beaver, like building the dam of hope and love that will come to fruition in the complete meet. And also, oh yeah, well done Jay for getting Eugene Jarvis and Larry Demar to sign the lanyards. Well done, mate. So they have actually signed the lanyards that everyone wore. How cool is that? It's a great. Oh, by the way, I've got an interview I did with Larry Demar in 2019 for Arcade Club, and I'll put it in the links below. I like saying that. I wonder if I put some echo on that. I can't be asked. And if you want to know what that video says, what Larry was doing next, he's probably retired now because that's a couple of years ago. Also, what Eugene did next, he's still in the arcade business. He's still working for owns Raw Thrills and Play Mechanics. So all the big games that you see, a lot of the big games, I know we're not so keen on them, but they're like big event arcade games like Halo, Fireteam Raven I think it's called, and Cruising Blast and the Aliens one. They're all Eugene's, and they're keeping arcades going. I know we're not so keen on them, but that is the state of arcades today. Big events you can't get at home. Simple Pimples. And also a shout out to Octopus, who did the Defend Her theme tune that I came in with, which I'm going to go out with like a story with a beginning and an end, like a really bad story with a beginning and an end. Who else? I think that's it, lads. Anyway, thank you. I put the pad down, I'll cut that out. Thank you for listening or watching even. I'll hopefully catch you in the next one. You can find me on social media at summit. Probably at Shaun Holly on Twitter, at Shaun Holly on Facebook, and at Shaun Holly in the spa. Pick up some crisps. I like crisps. Thanks guys. Just before I shut down for the evening, I thought it's worth mentioning how influential I think this group has been. If you think about it now, Defender is still one of the most recognised names in ancient arcade history. It's still up there with Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Space Invaders, Centipede, whatever. And to have a group that's so influential that the original programmer changes it with the tie-dye ROMs to accommodate the high score people, and to have a group that the best players in the world are in it is a massive achievement. It's just come to me that it's always it's a good meetup and that, but it's a fantastic achievement, and it's a great group, and there's so much knowledge in there, and there's so much camaraderie. That's the word. Yeah, I just thought it was worth mentioning that, because well done to everyone who's keeping it going. And it's a hub. It's a hub for almost a worldwide hub. I don't know any other groups that are like this. for one of the most famous games of all time. How cool is that, kids? I'm off. I'm going. Goodbye.